Hey, it's me, the indie comic book guy, back again. This time, we're going to review a comic book. I know it's been a week since we reviewed a comic book, but this time, I got something special for you, brought to you by the good folks over there at, not Marvel, right? Anyway, Luis Torres, he wrote an amazing series called LILI the Demoness. Brian Brinlee was provided the art. Let's just dive into it, okay? Let's do that. Now, all three issues were kickstarted. Full disclosure, I'm going to tell you how much they made. Issue 1, this one right here, 10,610 bucks. Issue 2, $16,906. Issue 3, $23,966. Now, you don't have to be a genius at math to know that that's almost $50,000. You're looking at a $50,000 comic book series, self-published via Kickstarter. I know, right? $50,000. That's a lot. Now, having said all that, let's see what the hype's about. Let's see why, with each issue, more and more people are flocking to this book. That's why I said the numbers. One, to make you kind of like, wow, I gotta read that. The other part is these people that backed it the first time came back, and more people came. And then the third time, even more people came. What is in these pages to make people keep coming back for more? I'm going to tell you. LILI the Demoness is about a demon. She was one of Lucifer's generals, so to speak. And Lucifer got tired of chilling in hell. He wanted to, run wild. He was mad at God, all that good stuff. Mad at humans, all that. So he told Lily, hey, I want you to go find this object called the Tears of God, which is in the logo. I like how they branded this. Pretty cool. So apparently, the Tears of God has multiple powers, including the ability to put a reset on everything. Basically, let's just destroy everything, start over. No more heaven, no more hell, no more earth, all that. Let's just restart everything. Lily, being the little demoness that she is, she kind of, I was like, you know what? I found this for you, Lucifer, but let's not do that. I kind of don't want to die right now. So, long story short, first issue is about her making that decision to betray Lucifer, destroy the tears of God, but not before keeping pieces of it for herself, and escape to Earth, which in this series, heaven and hell exist in a different dimension than Earth, so you have that going. Like demons can influence and manipulate, but they can't really come out here and play, or can they? So we get to that. Brian Brinlee did some amazing art on this issue. One of his specialties is he loves drawing fantasy, demons, medieval stuff. But it still doesn't answer this question. Why are people flocking to this book? Maybe what page are 1, 2, 3, page 4, she's naked. Page 5, she has sex. Page 6, sex again on a motorcycle. She even flies in the air while having sex. Then she sucks the life force out of these guys. So apparently she has like a succubus type power where she drains your life force. Um, so a lot of sex, a lot of nudity, but they don't really show the good stuff. The good stuff's implied. Depending on what you're calling the good stuff, right? It's a kid-friendly channel, so to speak. We can't say TNA, but it's a lot of TNA shots though, but they just don't show everything. Anyway, so she's on Earth. She's like met two guys like, hey, humans, I'm gonna drain their life force. Oh well, they were bikers. Nobody cares. So this angel pops up, and the angel's like, yo, Lily, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. What do you want? Why are you here? And Lily's like, yo, didn't I kick your butt before? Like, leave me alone. So they get in a fight. It doesn't go too well for the angel. She realizes that Lily has the tears of God. And this is the part that I kind of, let's back up. I kind of was like, huh? Lily finds this church, and there's magically some armor there, and apparently she finds a sword and weapons in the church. I don't know if I'm missing something or if that will come into play later on. Like, do churches in this world just happen to have suits of armor and weapons hidden? If so, I want to go to church. So they have a fight. Lily cuts this angel, and apparently angels and demons have blue blood. So that's a thing. So it ends with the angel, they kind of have a stalemate. Angel's like, yo, I'm going to get you next time. And then this chick pops up. And each issue pretty much has a theme. Kind of like what I call them, not the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments. The seven deadly sins come into play. So it's a lot of biblical references within this book. Issue 2 starts off, yeah, that's a good way to start off an issue. Yeah, you see this cover, people are going to buy it. People are definitely going to buy it. Issue 2 starts off, Lily is in her house, somebody's house. And she's fully dressed, cute little shirts, bunnies, and all kind of cute little animals. It's like a kid's room. Guys, like homeless guys digging for trash. There's a cop. And she gave her a little stuffed animal, so that's cute. Um, you got these nice little shots of Lily. Then this chick, her name's Grace. She pops up, and apparently she has a Lily behind a barrier. And Lily's like, hey, let me out of this barrier. And Grace is like, nah, let's not do that. And Lily's like, yo, I can do some stuff to you. And Grace is like, I've seen a lot. No worries, no biggie. You want breakfast? And Lily's like, what? What is going on here? Lily's kind of confused. She doesn't know how she got there. And apparently Grace found her at the end of last issue and dressed her and stuff like that. And, it's kind of keeping her around, kind of like a Pokemon. Like, yo. And apparently Grace is a soothsayer, which I looked it up because I was like, what the heck's a soothsayer? Apparently it's someone who can see the future, but apparently Grace can create magical barriers. So while Grace goes to make her breakfast, these guys break in and they're like, yo, ain't no money here. What are we going to do? Hey, it's a girl. What do we do with her? Hey, let's rape her. So they go to rape her. Then the other guy sees Lily, who's just watching this whole thing, and he goes in there. Apparently you can walk in the barrier, or maybe it's just a barrier for magical creatures or whatever. So Lily's not having that. So she kills the guys, long story short. Next thing you know, Lily's watching TV. How she learned how to use the remote controls beyond me. But apparently the barrier is no longer effective on her. Affected. I don't know how that works. It doesn't really state. So next thing you know, they're besties. They're hanging out. All is forgiven. And it doesn't explain why she had her behind this barrier. Maybe she was just concerned that she might be dangerous. But if you were concerned about this demon being dangerous, why did you bring her back to your house? Grace's motivation behind this are not clearly stated. So they go off. They're instant best friends. That's going to be her new partner in crime. They run into these guys like beating the crap out of a dog, which is pretty brutal. Lily doesn't like that, And apparently she has claws also, and she like literally rips this dude in half. Uh, it's pretty brutal. Don't mess with dogs around this chick. That's all I'm saying. So she's like tossing these guys around, flying them into the air. She has no respect for human life. And she's like, yo, dogs are kind of sacred. So she pretty much heals the guy. So I'm trying to get a gauge on her powers. Like, she has wings, she has claws, enhanced strength, apparently a healing factor, and she has healing powers as well. So she sees this on the wall. She's like, hey, what's that? I know what this symbol is. And now they're going to go to a club. This is where they meet the demons who popped up at the last page. And of course, Lily meets a guy. Sex stuff happens. She drains part of his life force. She didn't kill him. She didn't kill him. But the chick from the last issue, she pops up. Apparently, she's a demon. They're like, hey, let's just open fire and kill people. So Lily's like, you didn't kill me. You really thought that was going to work? And the chick's like, nah, not really. So apparently this chick, she can kiss you and turn you into stone or ice. I think that's ice looking at the color. But it gets pretty wicked. You know, that fight happens, and that's the end of issue 2. So far, issue 1, Lily comes to Earth, and she meets this angel. Issue 2, she fights, well, she didn't really fight. She just beats the tar out of these guys that were beating a dog. Then it ends with her fighting this demon. Issue 3, I love this cover. Like, it's very poetic. Again, the tears of God. Let's just dive into it. Starts off from last issue. She's fighting this demon chick. More blue blood. Then these guys pop up. Apparently, he's like a liaison between the human world and demon world. So he outranks these other demons. And he's like, yo, y'all need to chill. And then it goes into this scene where this woman, she's a human woman, she's just stuffing these kids, like, full of food. Again, the 7 deadly sins theme is throughout this book. And it goes on for pages and pages, and there's a fire, one of the kids die, and then the angel chick from before and the archangel pops up, and apparently he thinks Lily, you know, it's like, yo, you look like a snack. Next time I see you, we're gonna fight. We're gonna be enemies and all that. That happens. They leave. You know, Lily tells Grace, yo, I'm leaving. I might go get some chips. I might come back. I'll see you later. And she goes and kills the mom. Like, literally chops her head off. So that's issue 3. So I haven't rated multiple issues on this channel yet, but judging by the materials I read here, all 3 issues, it's very hyper violent, ultra violent is the word I'm looking for. Ultra violent series that isn't afraid to use sex and sexual imagery as well as extreme violence, not only to get your attention, but to tell you more about this character. She is not a human character, so the things she's doing are second nature to her. So you have to look at that when you're reading this character. She's not going to have the same human emotions and the same morality and ethics that we would. I, I'm still not clear exactly what her mission on Earth is. She mentioned that she wants to atone. And it kind of feels like she wants to go to heaven. And judging by the dialogue with her, between her and the angels are like, nah, that's not gonna happen, bro. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen for you. I think there's more going on here that the story's building toward. Um, than what we're seeing right now. And I think once you get away from the shock value of her having sex or her being nude or partially nude, there's a really good story here. My worry is some people are just going to want the TNA. They're just going to want the ultra violence, and they're going to miss out on an amazing story that's forming here. Now, I don't think all these people are coming back just for TNA. I don't. I think they really want to find out where the story's going. Unfortunately, these three issues haven't told us where it's going yet. I think we're still in that intro stage, but at the same time, give us the intro stage, but also give us that direction. I need a little more mystery here because outside of seeing Lucifer within the first issue briefly, we don't know what's going on with him. Apparently, when Lily traveled to Earth, she took the long route, and the rest of the demons have used technology to now come to Earth and interact with humans and not just be behind the scenes. So something happened while Lily was traveling, and I believe it took a couple decades. That's the story that I want to find out, I want to see unfold. And I also want to see where the angels and where does God fit into all this? What is Grace's motivation for helping Lily? Why did she help her? Obviously, she knew she was a demon. I want to. There's a lot of unanswered questions within this series. I love the cover art. Actually, despite Brian doing a good job, I would have loved to see whoever drew these covers do the interiors. Like, I love it. Now, art wise, Brian, he's a solid artist. Some of the figures seem stiff where there should have been a little more animated. Some of the panels, there was too many panels in some places per page. Y'all know my rule. Don't add over 6 panels to a page unless you want some of the art to suffer. And that happened occasionally. Now, how will we rate this? It's 3 issues. Overall, generally, we rate things by story, art, entertainment value for your dollar. Story-wise, despite its flaws, there's a story here. Where it's going, that I don't know. I do love the story of redemption. It's just the way she's going about it now. There's no purpose. She's reacting to situations and not planning. Like, hey, there's a lot of demons loose on the earth now. Do I want to go after them? Or just deal with whatever situation's in front of me, which is what's happening. She's dealing with whatever situation's in front of her. Now, is there going to be someone, or some organization that's going to start realizing that people are getting killed in very cruel manners and go after her? Hopefully. It hasn't happened yet. So that's room for a potential storyline as well. Art wise, I touched up on that a little bit. In some areas, it does seem that the art is stiff. Uh, and part of that might be for, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's the magic number 6. But you have a lot happening in these panels. And so when you have that, when you have an action scene, less is more. That way the artist really has room to showcase what's going on. Actually, there was 7. These are 2 different panels. Now 7 here. How many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those look like they have to be fit in at the last minute. So you definitely want to be careful of how many panels you put in here, depending on what's going on. Because when it comes to action scenes, less is more. You want to showcase that action. It takes away from the action when you have so many panels. But Brian's a great storyteller. You can follow the story without looking at the art, which is always good. The characters look different. nobody looks like a carbon copy of the other character. So I like that. Um, Overall, I'm pleased with the art. Um, where we at? Entertainment value. Lewis actually sent me these issues, so I did not pay for them. However, I was entertained, and at the $3.99 price point retail, I would have been happy with my purchase for all three issues. I would not. I would not have. I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry. I've been at work all day. I would not have regretted my purchase by buying these issues. Am I a big fan of what some people will call TNA books? Normally, not my thing. Um, but looking at the character, she's a demon. She might be a succubus. Her actions and the way she's draining life forces really comes across as a succubus. Maybe that's just the type of demon she is. Um, and she has no humanity, no moral core, but at the same time, there's hints of her caring about Grace by saving her, caring about the dog, saving the kids, things like that. So she does have some moral compass. It's just what are the limits, and it's if it's just situational. So if I rate this 1 to 10 overall, let's give it a 7 out of 10. Good story, decent art, a lot of questions. I wish it was more focused. And what I mean by focus is, I wish Lily had a direction because her attempts at atonement are very vague. And she's leaving behind a heavy body count that she's going to have to answer for as well. You can't atone if you're just randomly killing without care how you're doing it and just throwing bodies everywhere. So that's it. Final score 7 out of 10. I want to see where this series is going. So next Kickstarter, I'll be there. Hopefully, we'll get a little more answers and a little clarity as far as where this series is going. Each issue does seem to have a self-contained episodic type story going with some things overlapping. So, Lily the Demoness, I'm here for you. Did I mention she was fine? Can I say that? Yeah, she's fine. So, yeah, your TNA backers, y'all know what y'all like. But for the rest of us, there is a good story here.